If you are under 30, this is why you should start woodworking now. This is the advice I wish I had when I was young. Had I known these 5 things that I'm going to share with you in this video, I would be 30 years ahead in my woodworking journey. And now that I'm 45 years old and only 5 years into self-identifying as a woodworker, I have regrets. My first piece of advice is by far the most important, so pay attention. But my last piece of advice is uniquely targeting an unfair advantage that young woodworkers can really exploit to their advantage, so stay tuned. To start off, I want to say, start now. As a content creator, as someone who makes YouTube videos, I have the privilege of knowing what age group and gender are mostly involved with woodworking. How, you might ask? Because YouTube provides me analytics on all of my videos. I know how old my audience is, what country they are from, if they are watching from their TV, tablet, computer, or phone. I know what operating system they are watching from, like iOS, Android, PlayStation, Roku. The list goes on. I know their gender. YouTube is a data collecting behemoth. I'm telling you this because I have real statistical data that tells me who are the woodworkers and who is not. And young people, they are not, especially teenagers. Shop classes in the large majority of high schools have been axed, and there is even a movement to bring them back. So not only has the opportunity to get involved in woodworking gone away for teenagers, but honestly, without it being easily available, most teens aren't even really interested in woodworking or have any knowledge or desire to be part of the maker community. One thing that attracted me to woodworking is the community of people involved. I learned there is a certain kinship that we have as makers, and we all have something of value to share with each other, so that we can all get better at our craft. As a former young person myself, my story is no different. Number one, my father wasn't a woodworker and didn't really fix things around the house, so there wasn't really anyone who exposed me to woodworking at all. We had woodshop class in high school, but woodworking was far from any of my thoughts during that time of my life. I just wasn't interested in it at all. I dabbled in some minor scars from making a pine wood derby car, but it pretty much stopped there. When I was about 23, I was dating this girl whose father would go into his garage for hours and then come out with these amazing wooden jewelry boxes. Looking back, I really regret not even once stepping into his wood shop to check out what he was doing. I was really only interested in his daughter. Shocking, right? But after 6 months of dating, she dumped me and I missed out on learning what a bandsaw box was. Talk about losing twice. That was over 20 years ago. Had I started back then, my name would be Nick Padula, and I would be crushing it in this content creator woodworking space we call YouTube. Well, maybe not Nick Padula, but you get my drift. So don't do what I did. Get started now. Here's my second piece of advice. Free tools are much easier to obtain when you are young. It is my sincere belief and opinion that people are genuinely good and gravitate towards helping the youth. Us older folk look at the youth and think, I'd love to give a helping hand to someone who is serious about getting into woodworking. I have had multiple experiences when I was young where people were willing to give me a leg up just because I was young and motivated. Just recently, a couple of young men about 12, 13 years old knocked on my door offering to wash my vehicles to earn some side money. My first impression was to instinctively say yes, just because I was impressed that they had the motivation and courage to go door to door on a hot day to make some extra money and work hard for it. Had they been some guy like me in his 40s, I honestly would have been much more hesitant to entertain the offer. I believe the same goes for a young person wanting to accumulate some tools for woodworking. The problem is, tools are expensive, even the cheap ones. So there's a real barrier to entry. Oftentimes, any teenager will have to rely on using dad's tools or hand-me-downs. Recently, I bought a new miter saw for my future miter saw station, but I had a perfectly good DeWalt 12-inch sliding double bevel miter saw. I didn't want to sell it, but I thought it would be great to be able to give it away to some teenager or young adult who could use it. But I honestly didn't know anyone that would want it. I didn't know anyone that was young, that was into woodworking. So I ended up giving it away to someone old like me. I'm a big believer in tool donation rather than reselling. And if you can financially afford to give your tools away, then I think you really should. And I think if you can give it to someone young, even better. So earlier, I said free tools are easier to obtain when you are young. And that is true if us older folks make it true. Mistakes are more easily forgiven when you are young. My third piece of advice is more centered around human psychology. You see, more grace is granted to the young and less experienced. I know when I was young, if I made a mistake in any regard, people, especially if they were older, were a lot more likely to cut me some slack. As I mentioned before, I believe people are genuinely good, and when it comes to mistakes, the younger you are, the more grace and leeway is allowed. So let's say you start a little side hustle, making cell phone holders or serving trays, and you get a little tear out, or your project isn't perfectly square. Or let's say your wood stain is looking a little blotchy. These kinds of imperfections are a lot more tolerated from customers if you are young. But as you get older, people are less likely to cut you some slack and might demand a refund or a discount. My point is, if you start young, it's the best time to work out the kinks, hone your craft, and make every mistake before the stakes are higher. So get out there and don't be afraid to fail. I've failed many times in small and large ways. Thankfully, most of those failures happened in my youth when I had plenty of time to course correct, and people were much more forgiving. My fourth piece of advice is this. The youth have an advantage over older people when it comes to sales. When I was 14 years old, I went door to door offering to paint people's addresses on their curbs for $5. I told them I was raising money so I could go to Boy Scout camp, which was true, and people responded. Knocking on doors never seemed so easy, and I painted a lot of curbs, and it paid for my entire trip. I knew I had two advantages, my youth and a cause. When people know you have a goal in mind, they are more likely to invest in you or buy from you. If you are raising money for, let's say, your first car, or an engagement ring, or college tuition, to study abroad, or hey, Boy Scout camp, or whatever, tell people. And selling your woodworking projects will suddenly become really easy. There is no reason why someone who is young and motivated can't be successful in business, especially in the woodworking business. I've been thinking a lot about this topic lately, about getting more people involved in woodworking or making in general. I feel strongly that we are getting too far away from the benefits of tactile engagement. We are spending too much time in front of screens, you know how it is, both at home, school, and work. I feel like we should be romanticizing or really promoting the trades more. And I think there needs to be a more overt effort in getting all of us in our garages or whatever spaces you have and making maker shops out of them. And that's the inspiration behind this t-shirt that I made. I love wearing it out in public because it's one way to get the message out there. Occupy wood shops. I also made another t-shirt, Occupy Shop Class. Wearing this message is a way to support bringing back the lost shop classes from high schools and middle schools everywhere, whether it be metal shop, auto body, or wood shop. Of course, this design was inspired by Elon Musk's shirt that says Occupy Mars. He wears it all the time, which is a spinoff from the Occupy Wall Street movement. So join the cause, pick up a t-shirt. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to support what I do. And by the way, these shirts are super high quality. I finally found the fabric that I love. It's a lightweight tri-blend, 50% ring spun cotton, 25% polyester, and 25% rayon. Very good quality, feels comfortable. I'd wear them to bed. My fifth piece of advice is this. If you are young, then we all know you'll be using social media in some way, shape, or form. Heck, I do it. Your age will make you the minority, and brands will want to work with you. The older woodworkers take pause and pay attention when someone is doing what we wish we had started to do when we were that age. Honestly, we're a bit jealous of your youth and your choice to start in this game at a much younger age. There is a lot of money to be made in woodworking with brands through social media. You can market yourself as having the ability to reach all ages with your youthful vibe and skill set, to both young and old. You can not only make money by selling your projects, but you can also develop a lot of other revenue streams with the use of social media, affiliate marketing, Google AdSense, brand partnerships, and even beyond that. Your income potential has no limits when incorporating social media into woodworking, as opposed to being limited to how fast you can build what you sell. So like I said in the beginning, start now. And what better way to start than being inspired to create a space where you can fulfill your dream of woodworking? I'm a big advocate for making your wood shop a place where you can't wait to spend time in making things. So I put my time and money where my mouth is and totally renovated my own shop by doubling my workspace in this video right here, so check it out. It's a really fun video and you can learn some shop ideas of your own. So see you on the next one.